Questlove believes that the Soulquarians,
that's our new name for them, the Soulquarians.
the Soulquarians are gonna get back together. So this is according to like Hip Hop DX. Let's see who we did an original interview with. So in Hip Hop DX, they report that Questlove has talked on his podcast, the Questlove Show, about getting the Soulquarians back together, including himself, Bilal, James Poisoner, and then we know that, rest in peace D'Angelo, rest in peace Dilla, Erykah Badu, Common, Q-Tip, Mos Def, Yasin Bey, formerly known as Mos Def. So he wants to get those folks back together in order to do some music. And I'm just curious about like what we think about that, right? Is it a negative for you? Like, what do you think?
It's always a positive to me when there are hip hop collectives of great artists. Always positive to me, because I think we're better as a community when we work together, especially when you are at the epitome or the apex of your careers. But here's what I think, right? So we just had Jack Harlow record his entire Monica album in Electric Lady, right? It's only right that the original people who made that studio famous in that way, to me, reclaim their space within our listening, within our zeitgeist, if you will. And I just think that there's like way more benefits from artists like Erykah Badu, Yasin Bey, and the rest to, even if it's coming back together to make a new project or make a new project for somebody, make a compilation with a bunch of artists that you mess with now, grow the Soulquarians, make them even more swole.
Grow your swole. I feel like I have a speech impediment right now. Like I'm struggling to say that.
But yeah, I think it's really great for the game. What do you think?
I think it's terrible.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to say a resounding no.
Wow.
I feel like you need the energy of J Dilla, the artistic creativity of him. Obviously, you need the artistic creativity of D'Angelo. If you were that concerned about doing it, in lieu of Dilla's passing, right? Dilla couldn't control that, or D'Angelo couldn't control passing sooner than what people expected. But like, I think if it was important to you, you would have done it, kept people together in the 2000s. You know what I mean? If it was important to you, you would have like made sure to cement those like bring Voltron together to do the thing. And doing it now when the same energy isn't there, I feel like it's just sort of making it a thing to do versus like it happening organically. You know what I mean? It's more intentional versus like we just so happen to be connected together because we're in the same space or we're sharing space and we bump into each other and then we click and then we, you know what I mean? It takes out the reason why it happened in the first place. Also, rest in peace to Bob Power, who is another instrumental part of this, no pun intended. He's the engineer behind a lot of their works. All of those bodies, all of those individuals in the room are important to the equation. And so I have trouble understanding what would be the outcome of them getting together when they're missing some crucial components.
Okay. Here's my
speculation.
Because I have to do that based off of what disbanded the Soulquarians to begin with, or at least the
speculation
of what did that, right? And it was based off a 2000s Vibe article that had Eminem and Dr. Dre on the cover where they were all together, and seemingly it seemed like Questlove, or the way they did the interview with Questlove, it made it seem like he was the boss of them, and they didn't necessarily take kindly to that. Mos Def and notably Erykah Badu, I think, are the most, at least in terms of his memoir, the people that spoke to him about it, right? I think at the end of the day, it just kind of shows growth is why I want it. because like a vibe article without like having a conversation with your mans or whatever, and like, no, y'all don't work for me. Like y'all know me well enough to know I don't think that, or I would hope so, but apparently not. So I'm more so happy for the mended bridges, even if we get nothing from it, just them being in a space to where go tour together. Do, you know, like if you did something together that doesn't necessarily have to be new, so that way we can keep the legacy intact. So, you know, with the absence of Dilla, with the absence of D'Angelo, if we're just going and doing tribute stuff all together, I think that is a huge deal.
But I think if, you know, we're talking about what frustrated them after the Vibe magazine piece, this is another instance of Questlove speaking for them without them being able to speak for themselves.
I didn't want to point that out, but I did also notice that, and I was like,
he's like, we're gonna get together. Yeah. Who said we're gonna get together, right?
Yeah.
Who says I want to get together without Dilla? Who says I want to get together without D'Angelo and without Bob? Like, you know.
But maybe, you know, just maybe, like, let's not be the cynical guys.
Did you call them?
I would hope so. Like, because I can't make the case for you if you didn't. And if it was just something you felt like talking about for podcast clout or podcast information to give, you know, little breadcrumbs to the people who would know what that means and what that meant to hip hop.
I don't think he's looking for podcast clout. I think he's just talking, but at the same time, like,
yeah,
Questlove has this sort of authority about what's going to happen, which I think came off on that Vibe magazine article, which I think is what people are kind of messed up about. It's like, who made you Captain Planet, so to speak?
I can't get dirty, Captain Planet. Like, why Captain Planet reference? But anyway,
yeah.
So either way, I hope that there's like a positive net of this somewhere. But it's soon to be seen. What is our last
or not
topic? Or not seen. You never know.